So what I'm going to show you in this video is something that doesn't happen too often with airbrushing, but over a period of time with normal wear and tear, some of the seals in your airbrush do fail. And the reason I'm showing you on my custom Micron here is because this one has this little window which makes it really easy to see if you are having this issue. And that is if you ever see paint flowing back onto your needle and sort of coming up into this area, then more often than not, it's going to be the needle packing that's causing it, and that is failing to stop that paint from coming towards the back and dripping out of your brush. So I'm going to show you with this HP.CS Eclipse how to remove the needle packing so that you know how to reassemble it and fix the issue. Generally, if you have a needle packing issue with the Eclipse, because you don't have that window, you're going to see paint build up underneath your trigger. So that's a good indicator to let you know that your needle packing needs replacing. So let's get into it. Let me show you how to replace the needle packing in your airbrush and hopefully fix the issue of paint leaking back into your brush. And a couple of things that I like using is the Iwata maintenance kit. This has a great setup of tools, and especially these ones here, which are essential for removing and replacing your needle packing. And I'm going to be using the 1.2. It also comes with a 1.4. The other thing I love to use is the Iwata cleaning mat. It's great because, as it says, your parts will never roll away again, and that is so true. You can see from my well-used one, it's got the nice lip on it, also a rubber backing so that it stays into place when you try and move it, and just a real handy thing to have when you are pulling apart your airbrush, no matter what brand it is. The great thing is it also has that cutaway diagram, which is great to identify where to put the parts and how to put it back together. Even though I absolutely love using it, I'm not going to use it for the purpose of this video. I want it to be clearer for you to see how to remove and refit the packing. So first thing you got to do is unscrew the handle. Loosen the locking nut, that way you can remove your needle. So I can now go ahead and unscrew that locking nut totally, because I want to remove this whole back section so that I can get into the needle packing, which sits around here on the Eclipse. Take off the rocker assembly. And you can see we've got that rocker assembly. The reason it's called that is quite obvious now. That rocks back and forth when you pull back on the trigger, and you've got your spring in there, which helps to adjust your tension. I do have a video explaining the trigger tension. I'll link up to that in the description below, as well as some other videos that you may find helpful. Now that all that is removed, the last thing to do is just take the trigger out. Now, this is probably the hardest thing to get back in, especially because it's one of the triggers that has this little wobbly bit, but don't panic, I'll show you how to put this back in later in the video. And it may be a little bit hard to see, but the needle packing actually sits just inside there. So now using the 1.2mm tool, you can see the tool has some prongs. What will happen is they'll catch on that little screw, and then the needle packing will be able to be removed from there. Once you've got it in the center, just keep turning it and you can feel it, it drops in, and then unscrew it carefully. Then put your airbrush facing upwards so that you drop it out. You can see that's the little screw and the Teflon seal on the top there. And if I take that off here, you can see that little groove, and that's what this tool catches. So this top white section here is the Teflon seal, and the better branded brushes have Teflon for a reason, and that is that you can use them with urethane based paints as well as water based paints and any sort of lacquer thinners, whereas if this was a rubber seal, then that's going to swell up and deteriorate over time. So you want to make sure that that is working properly. If that's sealing properly, then you shouldn't have any paint coming back through your airbrush, but it's a good idea to still remove these every now and then and check to see how clean they are. As you can see here, mine isn't very clean at all, so I'll go ahead and give that a quick clean now. To give it a good clean, I just use a bit of airbrush reducer or cleaner. Spray it on one of these little brushes, and if you've just used water-based paints, that should just come off. If it's more stubborn like that, because I do also run urethanes through this particular brush, so that could be some black urethane. So if it is more stubborn, then use something like this. This is just a base coat reducer from DNA Paints, or you can use multi-purpose thinners or gun wash. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. I just happen to have this laying around, so I'll go ahead and use this instead. using a baby wipe, just give that a bit of a clean up like so. This definitely must have been urethane because it is quite stubborn. It's coming off. You may just need to do it a couple of times. If you are going to use these thinners for a long period of time, then I'd also recommend you wear some gloves. I should have actually put some on, but I thought this was just going to be a couple of seconds and be done with it. Safety first, even though I'm not doing what I am saying. And if you do use the baby wipe, just try not to get any fibers in there, because a little bit of that could then get caught up when you reinsert it. It's not perfect, but it'll do. You get the idea. Okay, let's go ahead and put it back together. So the grooves, just line them back up with this tool. Make sure it's nice and snug, and then reinsert into the airbrush from the back. Spin it anti-clockwise a couple of times. Just make sure that you're threading it correctly and you're not cross-threading it by any chance, and then you'll feel it go snug. So once it's gone snug, I want to show you something. So do not do what I'm about to do. I'm just going to demonstrate something. Now when I'm reinserting that needle, or attempting to, because I've tightened that needle packing completely, you can see I can't get that needle through without forcing it. I'm really pressing hard. Okay, and then it'll pop through around about now. Look how tight that is. Like, I'm pulling back on that and it's coming out slowly. There's a lot of resistance there. So what you need to do, once you've tightened it up, right, so fully tightened, all good, just do like a quarter turn, or just ever so slightly, just to loosen it a little bit, and then you can put your airbrush back together. And I'll just give you a quick demo again so you can see the difference as it is. All right, watch this, how much easier the needle goes through now. Look, super easy straight away, and there's no resistance now. Okay, that's what you want. Now, the dangly trigger. There's a notch on the back of the trigger that goes towards the back of the airbrush. You can see that little hole there. You need to line up this dangly bit into that hole. You'll know if you get it right because you'll be able to press down and it'll have some bounce to it. If it doesn't bounce back up, then you've missed it and it's folded over and you haven't put it together properly. Next part is the rocker assembly. That needs to go up against the trigger like so. So just sort of tilt it in and work it up, and then your spring. Put that on, and then wind this in. Don't have to go all the way. Again, this is all part of the trigger tension. Now the locking nut, don't tighten it fully because you won't be able to get the needle in. Just keep it loose, and then carefully slide that needle back through. And again, you shouldn't feel any resistance from that packing washer. Tighten it up. Make sure that when you pull back, that needle is moving back and forth. If you forget to tighten this, you'll see that the needle isn't moving, and what will happen is the needle doesn't move back and forth, therefore no paint can come out. So that always has to be pushed all the way in so that the needle is seated, and then tighten that locking nut. And always make sure before you go ahead and put your handle back on. And that's how you swap over the needle packing. So just put some paint in the airbrush after removing and replacing that needle packing, and you can see that the airbrush works perfectly. So nice and easy to do. And if you are getting paint leaking through the back, then I would look at that needle packing first. Try and fix the issue. Definitely have no paint leaking at all, which is great. So to continue your learning, be sure to check out some of the other videos and playlists that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.